me. I'm just going to take a few minutes to talk about heritage and identity. So heritage is something we all have, different legacies that are passed down through generations and often related to ancestors or our family heritage. But it stretches beyond the tangible things, beyond appearances and material things. It can provide us with a deeper feeling of connection. Heritages and cultures are within us and around us, and they help bring us identity. It can be a sense of belonging, togetherness, and it can be an unspoken understanding of some of the similarities between people. Faiz Ullah, a man born in Bangladesh, spent some of his adult life in the UK and died in Bangladesh, and he was my granddad. I knew him briefly, very briefly in fact. The only memories I have of him are of a small little white baby girl sitting on the lap of an Asian Muslim man. He left to go back to Bangladesh when I was a little under a year old, and he died in Bangladesh. But growing up in Birmingham, I spent a lot of my time visiting my nan and granddad's home in Borsall Heath. I was surrounded by my mum, my uncles, my aunts, and I have that sense and always felt the connection to my Bangladeshi heritage. When I was about 11, a whole family embarked into my life. I didn't know I had them. I had 2 uncles, Saeed and Mohammed, and 3 aunties, Fatima, Shelley and Dolly. They all arrived in Birmingham from Bangladesh. I'd never met them before, I didn't even know they existed. But how lucky did I feel to start to understand the culture, a heritage of my granddad and of a wider family, and all of a sudden my eyes were opened. I started to know what my own identity was. Bernard Hickmott, a white British man who served in the Royal Green Jackets for most of his life and died serving as a Chelsea pensioner down in the Royal Chelsea Hospital. My other granddad. When I look at both my granddads, they're polars apart, one serving in the British Army, one growing up on the other side of the globe in Bangladesh. Both of these men shaped who I am today. I am incredibly proud of both of my heritage and of my parents that have impacted on who I am today. Heritages and connections aren't visible to the eye. It's only when we start speaking to each other and we get to know each other that we can start to understand how the similarities form connections in communities. From a fire service perspective, Chief Officer Rob Barber is going to talk about the importance of us being relatable to communities and us having representation within our workforce. I just want to touch on the importance of communication, being able to open the door and to speak to each other on a human level, to understand where we share some of our stories that have similarities. My last job, before I came to Staffordshire, I was the Borough Commander for Kensington and Chelsea in London Fire Brigade, so I had oversight of the Grenfell Tower fire and the communities within that area. I was thrust into a world that was broken by tragedy and a community cohesion that was the most fragile I'd ever seen. I recognised at that point it was never going to be the rank, the role, the uniform that I wore or the position that I held that was going to open up lines of communication. It was only ever going to be me as an authentic person, truly opening up and listening to people. I sat with the bereaved, the survivors and the relatives, sharing food as we are going to do tonight, and we didn't talk about the fire at all. We spoke about our lives, we spoke about our journeys, we spoke about our families. For me, that is how we are going to begin journeys where we understand what people need from public services like ourselves. So thank you for listening to me, and I hope evenings like tonight where we can sit and share stories will strengthen our working relationships moving forward. Thank you.